Sleep has always been a captivating enigma to humanity. For centuries, it was misunderstood, underestimated, and dismissed as little more than a nightly shutdown of the body and brain. Early scientific inquiry into the realm of sleep proposed that during these hours, the brain powered down, resting in a passive, inert state. But as our understanding deepened and technology advanced, this simplistic view began to unravel. Today, we know that the mind is anything but dormant while we sleep. In fact, it's during these very moments of supposed stillness that the mind may become more active, more vivid, and even more exploratory than during waking life. Think back. Have you ever woken up from a dream so rich in detail, so emotionally stirring, that it lingered in your consciousness for hours or even days afterward? Dreams that felt more like alternate realities than mere mental fabrications. Moments when you questioned whether what you experienced was simply a byproduct of sleep or something far deeper, perhaps even spiritual. You're not alone. Many people around the world share similar experiences, encounters within dreams that challenge the boundaries of what we consider real and imagined. The mystery of where our consciousness goes during sleep has stirred the curiosity of not only neuroscientists but mystics, philosophers, and everyday dreamers. The deeper we look, the clearer it becomes that sleep may not be merely a biological requirement. Rather, it may serve as a doorway, an invitation to venture beyond the physical confines of the body and into spaces where the laws of reality bend and reshape themselves. There are many pathways into these altered states of perception, and sleep is only one of them. Meditation, shamanic rituals, near-death experiences, and hypnosis. All these can lead individuals into states of awareness far beyond the conventional waking mind. But what makes sleep so unique is that it happens naturally. Night after night, we are granted access to a hidden world. And yet, most of us fail to realize its potential. Altered states of consciousness are mental states that deviate from our ordinary waking experience. These states often come with heightened perception, shifts in awareness, and the dissolution of ego. They can be spontaneous or deliberately induced. Buddhist monks, for example, have spent lifetimes cultivating the ability to reach profound meditative states that mimic the depth and intensity of REM sleep. Brain scans of advanced meditators have shown increased activity in regions responsible for self-awareness and insight. Regions that are similarly activated during lucid dreaming and astral projection. Shamans from ancient cultures across the globe have long claimed that we are capable of journeying beyond the physical body into other realms of existence. Through the use of rhythmic drumming, trance dancing, breathwork, and natural entheogens like ayahuasca, these spiritual travelers report visions of beings, messages, and dimensions that mirror many accounts of near-death experiences and vivid dreams. The parallels are striking, as if these different states, sleep, meditation, trance, and the brink of death, are simply various doorways to the same vast, unseen landscape. Near-death experiences, often referred to as NDEs, are some of the most compelling cases that challenge our current understanding of consciousness. When someone suffers cardiac arrest and is clinically dead for several minutes before being revived, they often recount remarkable stories. Floating above their bodies, observing the operating room, feeling a sense of peace, and traveling through tunnels of light. Some even meet benevolent beings or deceased loved ones. More astonishing still, there are verified accounts of people describing exact details of medical procedures that occurred while they were unconscious and without any brain activity, at least as measured by current science. These stories raise profound questions. If the mind can separate from the physical body during a near-death experience, could something similar be happening every night as we sleep? Are our dreams merely internal movies created by the brain, or are they windows to realities that exist beyond the veil of ordinary perception? Hypnosis is another fascinating portal into the subconscious and possibly even the transpersonal. Hypnotherapists often guide their clients into deep states of relaxation, where memories long buried rise to the surface. In some cases, individuals recount experiences of past lives, stories filled with vivid detail and emotional resonance that seem too intricate to be fabricated on the spot. While skeptics may chalk this up to imagination, others believe these sessions tap into something real, a soul memory, or a connection to a broader field of collective consciousness. What ties all these phenomena together? Lucid dreams, NDEs, shamanic journeys, and hypnotic regressions is the possibility that consciousness is not confined to the skull. It might be more like a signal being picked up by the brain, rather than something generated within it. If that's the case, then sleep could be a natural tuning mechanism, an automatic gateway through which we reconnect with our non-physical essence. At the center of this mystical puzzle lies a small, pine cone-shaped gland in the middle of the brain, the pineal gland. In biological terms, it helps regulate circadian rhythms by secreting melatonin, the hormone that governs our sleep-wake cycle. But in spiritual traditions, the pineal gland is revered as the third eye, a portal to higher awareness and a key to unlocking hidden dimensions of reality. Ancient Egyptians symbolized it through the Eye of Horus, and Hinduism links it to the sixth chakra, known as the Ajna or brow chakra, associated with intuition and spiritual vision. Why has this tiny gland captivated the attention of mystics and scientists alike? Some researchers believe that the pineal gland may produce small quantities of DMT, or dimethyltryptamine, often called the spirit molecule. DMT is one of the most powerful naturally occurring psychedelics known to man and is present in various plants used in shamanic rituals. Under its influence, individuals report transcendent experiences, encounters with non-human entities, and journeys to parallel dimensions. What's especially interesting is that these experiences often bear an uncanny resemblance to what people report in lucid dreams and astral projections. Dr. Rick Strassman, who conducted groundbreaking research on DMT at the University of New Mexico, found that subjects injected with the molecule often described being transported to otherworldly realms, meeting intelligent beings, and experiencing an overwhelming sense of love or awe. Many came away from the experience feeling like they had visited a place more real than reality itself. Could it be that during REM sleep, when the brain is highly active, the pineal gland releases minute doses of DMT, opening the gateway to these realms without any external substance? It's a hypothesis that remains difficult to prove, but continues to intrigue both the scientific and metaphysical communities. And if that's true, if the pineal gland is indeed a portal, then perhaps we're missing a critical opportunity every time we go to bed without intention. Esoteric traditions often speak of activating or decalcifying the pineal gland to restore its spiritual function. In today's world, where fluoride is common in drinking water and dental products, some believe the gland becomes hardened or calcified, reducing its ability to function optimally. This is why filtered water and fluoride-free products are often recommended by those on a spiritual path. In addition to detoxification, practices like daily meditation, exposure to early morning sunlight, and intentional breathwork are said to stimulate the pineal. Light plays a major role in its function, and sleeping in total darkness helps the gland produce melatonin efficiently, setting the stage for richer dreams and potentially deeper experiences. Visualization techniques, such as imagining a golden or violet light radiating from the center of the forehead, are also used by advanced dreamers and astral travelers to awaken this dormant eye. If the pineal gland is our inner lighthouse, casting its beam into other dimensions, then it makes sense that mastering its use could unlock conscious exploration during sleep. And if that's the case, the implications are enormous. It means we could begin to navigate our dreams with greater awareness, learning from them, interacting with entities, and even accessing information beyond our current timeline. Dreams might then become less of a nightly anomaly and more of a spiritual classroom. But not all dream experiences are light, filled, and benevolent. As our awareness increases, so too does our sensitivity to energies and frequencies we don't normally perceive. For some, the veil thins in unsettling ways. Nightmares, sleep paralysis, and the eerie sensation of a presence in the room are all indications that we are brushing up against layers of reality that exist just outside the ordinary. Many people report feeling watched or even paralyzed, unable to move while fully aware, a phenomenon that science attributes to REM atonia, but which spiritual practitioners see as evidence of astral activity. The question then becomes, how do we protect ourselves when venturing into these unknown spaces? Just as we protect our physical body with shelter, clothing, and boundaries, our energetic body also needs safeguarding. Maintaining a high vibrational state through emotional balance, gratitude, and spiritual hygiene is crucial. Techniques such as energetic shielding, visualizing a cocoon of light surrounding your body, can act as a protective barrier during sleep. Crystals like amethyst, black tourmaline, and clear quartz are also used to absorb negative energy and enhance spiritual clarity. Placing them under your pillow or beside your bed can create a subtle energetic grid that strengthens your auric field. And perhaps most powerful of all is intention. Setting a clear and loving intention before sleep, asking for guidance, protection, and only benevolent experiences to come through. We are only beginning to grasp the true power and purpose of sleep. What if every night, as our bodies rest, our consciousness is set free to explore, to learn, and to reconnect with aspects of ourselves that go far beyond our waking identity? What if sleep is not just a time for dreaming, but a sacred opportunity to return to the source, to the infinite, to the truth of who and what we really are? While sleep provides a natural gateway to mysterious inner realms, it's important to recognize that not every journey into the dream state is benign or uplifting. The moment we begin to truly open ourselves to the full spectrum of consciousness available during rest, we also become more sensitive to subtle energies, some of which may not be entirely pleasant. This isn't to instill fear, far from it, but rather to emphasize the importance of awareness. When our conscious mind recedes during sleep, our deeper consciousness becomes more receptive. That openness can be beautiful, transformative, and even sacred. But like any door, it swings both ways. Have you ever woken in the middle of the night feeling as though something, or someone, was in the room with you? Not just the abstract unease of a dream fading away, but a presence palpable and pressing. Many have described such moments in chilling detail. A shadow at the foot of the bed, a weight on the chest, an inability to move or speak. These moments, often dismissed as simple sleep paralysis by science, are interpreted quite differently by spiritual traditions. Rather than being neurological glitches, they're sometimes seen as evidence that your astral body, your subtle energetic form, is navigating dimensions beyond the physical, perhaps even encountering entities or energies that don't reside in this world. When you drift into sleep, especially into deeper dream states or astral experiences, you're tuning into frequencies your waking self usually doesn't access. Think of it like a radio dial. By default, we stay tuned to one station physical reality, but during sleep, especially REM sleep or altered meditative states, that dial moves, sometimes gradually, sometimes abruptly, and we begin to pick up signals from other stations, other frequencies, other planes. And just like you wouldn't walk into a foreign neighborhood at night without being mindful of your surroundings, entering these metaphysical territories calls for preparation and protection. There are simple, profound ways to create energetic boundaries that allow exploration without fear. Before bed, setting a clear, focused intention is one of the most powerful tools you can use. Intention is more than just wishful thinking. It's a frequency, a vibration that you emit, and in the realm of dreams and consciousness, it acts like a compass and a shield. By saying to yourself, only positive, healing, and loving energies may enter my space, or tonight I travel safely, and I am protected, you are not just affirming safety, you are shaping the structure of your dream environment with the force of your own will. Visualization is another vital method. As you lay down, imagine a sphere of light, any color that feels powerful to you, enveloping your entire body. See it expanding gently, forming a cocoon of protection around you. Golden light is often associated with divine protection. Violet is linked to spiritual transmutation, cleansing, and psychic defense. When you make this visualization part of your nightly ritual, over time your mind begins to associate sleep not with vulnerability, but with empowerment. The space around you matters too. Our physical environments carry energetic residues. Think of a room as a sponge. It absorbs everything that happens within it. Emotional outbursts, arguments, stress, even anxiety can leave a subtle imprint. To keep your sleeping space energetically clean, smudging with herbs like white sage, myrrh, or Palo Santo can help purify the room. These natural tools, used for centuries in spiritual ceremonies, emit smoke that's believed to cleanse negative energy. Even placing a glass of water with a pinch of salt by your bed overnight can absorb and neutralize energetic disturbances. In the morning, simply discard the water and start fresh. Crystals, too, can become powerful allies on this journey. Amethyst is often called the dream stone. It's said to enhance intuition, facilitate lucid dreams, and create a calming field of protection. Black tourmaline grounds and shields, perfect for those who experience heavy or oppressive energies during sleep. Clear quartz acts like a magnifier, enhancing whatever intention or energy you direct into it. Simply placing one or more of these crystals near your pillow can shift the energetic tone of your dreams dramatically. They don't do the work for you, but they support your process, like tools in the hands of a conscious traveler. And then there are the mental tools, the words, phrases, and quiet affirmations you feed into your mind before slipping into sleep. These act like software programs running in the background of your subconscious, repeating simple lines such as, "I travel in peace and love," or "I remember my dreams with clarity and wisdom," can prime your inner landscape for clarity and protection. If you're spiritually inclined, you can also incorporate prayer, inviting your higher self, spirit guides, or benevolent beings to walk with you as you journey. Regardless of belief, intention backed by sincerity is the real catalyst. But even with protection in place, some dreams are more intense than others. There are nights when we enter landscapes soaked in symbolism, surreal in imagery, unsettling in tone. Often, this is a mirror reflecting aspects of ourselves we haven't yet processed, emotions, fears, or wounds that we've buried in the noise of waking life. Being chased in a dream, for example, doesn't always mean danger. It may represent a part of you that you're running from, a truth you've been unwilling to face. Exploring such dreams with curiosity rather than fear can unlock deep healing. In this way, dreams become mirrors, not threats. Sleep paralysis, for example, though terrifying in the moment, may actually indicate that you're hovering between dimensions, that your consciousness is aware, but your body hasn't yet caught up. While science frames it as a glitch in the REM sleep cycle, spiritual practitioners have long seen it as a moment of potential, a portal where the astral body is either re-entering or exiting the physical one. Learning how to remain calm during such episodes, to breathe deeply and remind yourself that you're safe, can transform these terrifying moments into deeply spiritual ones. And all of this, the protection, the awareness, the intention, becomes even more crucial as we begin to integrate technology into our dream lives. We are now entering an era where sleep and dreaming are not just left to chance, but are actively influenced by devices, software, and machines. Sleep trackers, lucid dreaming masks, sound-inducing apps, all of these are becoming tools to extend our reach into the subconscious. Some may find this thrilling, others may find it intrusive. But regardless of your view, it's clear that our relationship to sleep is evolving. Imagine wearing a sleep mask embedded with sensors that detect when you enter REM sleep. At that precise moment, it emits soft light pulses, barely noticeable, yet enough to become a cue inside the dream that alerts you. You are dreaming. This is the premise behind devices like the Nova Dreamer and REM Dreamer, and they've shown promise in helping people become lucid within their dreams. It's a technological whisper, a way to gently remind the dreamer that they are the architect of their own dreamscape. Then there are wearable devices like the Aura Ring or Muse headband. These tools monitor your brain waves, heart rate, and body temperature, offering insights not just into how long you slept, but how deeply you journeyed. Some even go further, emitting sounds or vibrations during REM to guide your dream content. Want to dream about a forest or flying or solving a problem? With certain apps, you can input themes or questions before sleep, subtly influencing the architecture of the subconscious during dreaming. These innovations are not simply about novelty. They hint at a future where we might record replay and study our dreams as though they were films. Researchers in Japan and the United States are already experimenting with brain imaging technologies that attempt to decode visual dream content. In a series of groundbreaking experiments, volunteers were shown images while awake, then asked to sleep while their brain activity was monitored using functional MRI. Astonishingly, researchers were able to predict, at least in rudimentary form, some of the images that appeared in their dreams by comparing patterns in brain activity. though still in its infancy. The dream decoding field is gaining momentum. If this trend continues, we may one day wake up, put on a headset, and watch a visual replay of our nightly journeys. What would that mean for our understanding of the mind, of reality? Could dreams be used to solve scientific problems, explore creative frontiers, decode emotional traumas in real time? It's not science fiction, it's a horizon slowly coming into view. And even more astonishing, researchers have now managed to initiate two-way communication with people actively dreaming. In one study, participants were trained to signal with their eyes or facial movements while lucid dreaming. While they slept, researchers asked simple questions and received accurate responses from within the dream. Math problems were solved, words were spelled, yes and no questions were answered, all while the participant remained inside a dream state. It's as if we've found a crack in the wall that separates waking life from the dream world, and for the first time, we're beginning to speak through it. But such breakthroughs come with questions. Serious, soul-level questions. Should we interfere with the raw, spontaneous nature of dreams? Should we turn the sacred temple of the subconscious into a science lab? As we march forward into a future of enhanced dreaming, we must not forget that dreams have always served as a bridge between mind and soul, between self and cosmos. They have been the playground of mystics and prophets, the source of poetic epiphanies and divine inspiration. If we strip them down to data points and algorithms, do we risk losing something essential? And yet, if approached with reverence, this fusion of ancient wisdom and modern technology might offer the most extraordinary opportunity of all, the ability to consciously navigate the dream world with purpose, clarity, and protection, to become explorers of our own inner universe, not just by chance, but by choice. Because perhaps the truth is this: we have never truly been asleep. We've only been dreaming that we are separate, powerless, and unaware. And now, as we stand on the edge of a new frontier, we're beginning to remember that the night is not the end of consciousness. It's the beginning of something far more profound. Throughout history, there's been something quietly astonishing about the dream world. Something that whispers to us from the edge of our awareness, night after night, begging us to listen. It's not just a place of escapism or fantasy, not merely a parade of subconscious images flickering behind closed eyelids. No, for some of the greatest minds in human history, sleep has been a sacred workshop, a hidden laboratory where new ideas are born, not just in theory, but in full, vibrant form. What if the worlds we visit during sleep are not only symbolic playgrounds, but places where true creation happens? What if the spark of innovation, the seed of genius, doesn't come from deliberate calculation, but from the ethereal realms our minds wander through in the silence of night? Consider this: many of the breakthroughs that shaped our civilization didn't arrive in boardrooms or classrooms, but in moments of surrender, when the conscious mind released its grip and something deeper took over. Take Dmitri Mendeleev, for instance, the Russian chemist who spent years wrestling with how to organize the known elements. The story goes that he didn't figure it out through endless hours of study, but rather during sleep. In a dream, he saw the elements arranging themselves into a structured table according to their properties. He woke up and wrote it down almost exactly as we know the periodic table today. That singular dream reshaped modern chemistry. Or consider Elias Howe, the inventor of the modern sewing machine. He was stuck on a critical flaw: how to design a needle that could stitch efficiently. Then came the dream. In it, he was surrounded by warriors carrying spears, and at the tip of each spear was a hole. He woke up with a jolt, realizing he'd been looking at the problem the wrong way. The hole didn't belong at the base of the needle. It belonged at the tip. That single shift revolutionized textile production forever. And then there's Nikola Tesla, a man whose mind seemed to straddle both this world and another. He frequently spoke of entering altered states, deep meditations, and lucid dreams, where he could see machines in intricate detail before he ever built them. In his mind's eye, he would rotate them, disassemble them, test them. And when he finally brought them into the physical world, they worked, often perfectly. He wasn't just imagining, he was witnessing. He once said, "My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, There is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. The surrealist painter Salvador Dali understood this space intuitively. He didn't just fall into sleep. He stalked its edges deliberately. To access the creative spark, just before slipping into unconsciousness, he developed a technique. He would hold a metal key in his hand, seated in a chair, and beneath him would be a plate. As he began to doze off, his grip would loosen. The key would fall. The clang of metal on porcelain would wake him abruptly. But in that moment, that instant where dream and wakefulness brushed against each other, he would capture the visions that surged through his mind. Some of his most iconic works emerged from that delicate threshold. Mary Shelley, author of Frankenstein, had a vision during sleep, a scientist, a bolt of lightning, a creature animated into life. That one vivid dream became one of the most enduring stories in literary history. These weren't random dreams. They weren't idle fantasies. They were revelations, arriving not despite sleep, but because of it. This connection between dreams and creation isn't just anecdotal. It's being studied by neuroscientists with increasing urgency. They've found that during REM sleep, the stage when we dream most vividly, the brain doesn't slow down. In fact, in many ways, it lights up. Certain regions associated with creativity, abstract thinking, and associative memory become hyperactive. At the same time, the brain's inner critic, the part responsible for judgment, doubt, and logical constraint, quietly steps aside. It's as though a gate opens and information flows freely, unrestricted by the filters of the conscious mind. This is why dreams can link ideas that seem unrelated during waking life. The sleeping mind makes connections that the rational mind would never dare to explore. A sound becomes a color. A memory fuses with a symbol. Time distorts. Space collapses. And in the middle of that fluid landscape, insight blooms. In many ways, dreams act like alchemical vessels. They mix emotion, memory, sensory impressions, and raw intuition into new forms. A fragment of a song overheard on the street might merge with a feeling from childhood, spinning into an image that carries deep personal meaning, or even a solution to a present-day problem. The dream world is rich with this kind of subconscious intelligence, endlessly weaving pieces of your life together into patterns you didn't know existed. So how do we tap into this wellspring more deliberately? How do we transform our dreams from random experiences into intentional journeys of discovery and creation? It begins with one simple, almost childlike act: paying attention. Start by recording your dreams the moment you wake up. Keep a notebook or voice recorder beside your bed and train yourself to reach for it before your feet hit the ground. Even the strangest, most nonsensical dreams have layers of meaning that may only reveal themselves later. What seems irrelevant at 7 a.m. might become a spark of genius days or weeks down the line. This practice of dream journaling does more than just preserve content. It builds a bridge. The more you pay attention to your dreams, the more your subconscious responds. It begins to show you more, speak more clearly. It's as if a shy part of yourself, once ignored, finally begins to trust you with its secrets. Another powerful method is known as dream incubation. Before going to sleep, write down a question or problem you'd like insight on. It could be something simple. What should I focus on right now? Or something complex. How do I resolve this issue in my relationship or career? Speak it aloud if you wish. Focus on it gently as you drift into sleep. Often, your dream will respond, not always directly, but through metaphor, symbol, or emotional clarity. And then there's the hypnagogic state, that delicious moment when you're neither fully awake nor quite asleep. Here, the imagination becomes fluid, vivid, and strange. You may see swirling colors, hear distant voices, or feel your body distort and stretch in impossible ways. This state is often overlooked, yet it holds immense creative potential. Artists, composers, and thinkers have all reported capturing ideas in this twilight space. Experiment with it. Relax deeply, close your eyes, and allow your mind to wander. You may be surprised by what surfaces. Some have even taken this further, using audio tools like binaural beats, which are designed to coax the brain into specific frequencies associated with deep relaxation, focus, or vivid dreaming. Frequencies in the theta range, between 4 and 8 Hz, are particularly effective. These sounds, when listened to with headphones, can guide the brain gently into the borderlands of sleep, where creativity flourishes. All of these techniques point to the same truth. Your dreams are not trivial. They are not just the mind's garbage disposal or static noise. They are a part of your consciousness that operates beyond the usual rules, a secret garden of possibility that we too often neglect. And when you engage them, when you partner with them, they become more vivid, more meaningful, more useful. You begin to see your dreams not as passive experiences, but as dialogues between you and the greater intelligence that animates your being. Some people ask, how do I know if what I experienced in a dream was just a dream or something more? The answer isn't always simple, but there are signs. Spiritual dreams often feel hyper-real. The colors are sharper. The emotions are more intense. There's a clarity, a lucidity that ordinary dreams lack. You may wake up with tears in your eyes, your heart pounding, or a message echoing in your mind that refuses to fade. Other times, these dreams bring knowledge you couldn't have consciously accessed. Symbols or insights that make no sense at the moment, but unfold with meaning later. Encounters with deceased loved ones, too, are common in these types of dreams. Unlike typical dream characters, these presences feel grounded, sentient, aware. They don't shift shape or disappear when questioned. They often bring comfort, messages, or a sense of resolution. Still, dreams are not always easily categorized. Some are deeply personal. Others feel universal. Some seem to come from within, others from beyond. There's a reason that ancient cultures believed dreams were messages from the gods, from ancestors, or from other dimensions. There's a reason that prophets, sages, and visionaries sought dreams for guidance. The modern world may have tried to reduce them to neurochemical static, but the truth runs deeper, far deeper. Because every night when the world goes quiet and the lights go out, a secret invitation is extended to you. An invitation to explore, to listen, to receive. Whether you're an artist, a scientist, a student, or a seeker, your dreams are waiting, ready to show you truths you didn't know you knew. All you have to do is dream with your eyes open. As we venture deeper into the realms of sleep and dreaming, there comes a moment, a pivot point, when you realize that you're no longer just a passenger in the dream. You're aware. You recognize the illogical, the surreal, and you understand, with certainty, that you are dreaming. This moment, subtle as a whisper yet more powerful than thunder, is the doorway to lucid dreaming. It is the moment you awaken within the dream. Lucid dreaming isn't just a curiosity or a party trick. It's a skill, a profound one, that allows you to explore the inner architecture of your own mind, willfully shape the dream world, and potentially access wisdom that lies far beyond the borders of waking logic. But to reach this state consistently, you must first train your mind to recognize the signs of the dreamscape. And one of the most effective methods ever developed to do just that is something called the wake back to bed technique. At its core, this method works because it leverages the natural structure of the sleep cycle. During the first half of the night, our bodies prioritize deep sleep, slow wave, restorative, and largely dreamless. But in the latter half of the night, our sleep becomes dominated by REM cycles, the phase where our most vivid and complex dreams occur. The wake back to bed technique taps directly into this window, creating conditions that dramatically increase the chances of becoming lucid. Here's how it works. You set an alarm to wake yourself approximately 4 to 6 hours after falling asleep. When it goes off, resist the urge to roll over and vanish back into unconsciousness. Instead, get up gently, move around but stay in a relaxed state. Don't flood your eyes with phone screens or loud distractions. Instead, keep your mind in a liminal space, calm, clear but awake. Ideally, stay in this state for 20 to 40 minutes. During this time, read about lucid dreaming. Flip through your dream journal. Visualize a recent dream and imagine what it would have been like to realize, in the middle of it, that you were dreaming. This period of quiet wakefulness primes the brain, increasing alertness just enough that when you fall asleep again, your conscious awareness rides the wave into the next REM cycle. When you return to bed, lie down with a crystal, clear intention. You can repeat affirmations like, "The next time I'm dreaming, I'll know I'm dreaming," or "Tonight I become aware in my dreams." These are not empty mantras. They are seeds planted directly into your subconscious, and with consistent practice, they begin to grow. With time, the dream will shift. You'll notice a detail that doesn't make sense. A clock with numbers that won't sit still, a light that won't switch on, a conversation that loops strangely. And then it happens. Awareness floods in, and suddenly, you're in a lucid dream. And once you're there, the possibilities unfold like galaxies. You can fly through landscapes sculpted from your imagination. You can call forth memories and relive them. You can pose questions to the dream itself, ask about your purpose, your healing, your fears, and sometimes, astonishingly, you will receive answers. The dream may respond in symbols or in voice, in images or in feelings, but when it does, it resonates with a truth that cannot be dismissed. Some lucid dreamers use the space for healing. They visualize their bodies surrounded by light, focus on areas of physical or emotional pain, and direct intentional energy toward healing those spaces. Others use it for creativity, writing music, testing ideas, designing entire worlds within the dream realm. There are even those who practice skills in their lucid dreams, public speaking, sports, or musical instruments, and report improvement in waking life as a result. The brain, after all, doesn't differentiate much between imagined action and real physical movement. Neural pathways still activate. Muscle memory still builds. But the dream world is not just a sandbox. It's also a mirror, and within it, you may encounter aspects of yourself you've long ignored or pushed away. Lucid dreams often bring you face to face with your own subconscious, the beliefs, memories, and emotions that lie beneath the surface. And the most profound experiences often happen not when you control the dream, but when you surrender to it. When you allow the dream to teach you. In some cases, lucid dreams turn into out-of-body experiences. The sensation is unmistakable, a vibrational buzz, a sense of lightness, followed by the feeling of floating above your body or moving through walls. In these moments, the dream no longer feels like a projection. It feels like a journey. Whether interpreted as astral projection or heightened states of internal awareness, these experiences shake the very foundation of what we believe about consciousness. Yet none of this happens overnight. Like any skill worth developing, lucidity within dreams requires consistency, patience, and care. You may practice the wake back to bed method for days or weeks before it clicks. But when it does, when that first moment of lucidity dawns, it changes you. You begin to understand that the boundary between dreaming and waking isn't as rigid as you once thought. You see that consciousness is not confined to daylight hours or physical sensations. It is vast, adaptive, and alive in ways science is only beginning to comprehend. And this raises the most extraordinary possibility of all. What if your dreams are not just for you? What if they are part of something larger? A shared network of consciousness, a multidimensional tapestry that we all contribute to and draw from. Some dreamers report encountering the same landscapes, the same beings, the same symbols, even though they've never met in waking life. Others describe receiving guidance that feels external, ancient, or universal in nature. Could there be collective realms we tap into while we sleep? And if so, what purpose do they serve? Modern dream research is starting to brush up against these questions. As lucid dreaming becomes more studied, and dream communication experiments evolve, we may one day find ways to confirm what mystics have long believed, that dreams are not private illusions, but shared experiences echoing across layers of reality. Already, experiments have shown that people can learn to signal from within dreams using eye movements or facial twitches, answering questions in real time. We've entered an age where consciousness itself is becoming measurable, not just in waking moments, but in the wild terrain of dreams. And yet, even as we digitize the dreamscape, even as we craft tools to decode and record it, the essence of dreaming remains mysterious. It is emotional. It is sacred. It is storytelling at the level of soul. We should never lose sight of that. As powerful as technology becomes, no machine can replicate the ancient, intimate relationship between a dreamer and their dream. That is something eternal. Because every night, whether you realize it or not, you cross a threshold. You leave the rigid structure of waking life and enter a realm governed by symbols, intuition, and spiritual memory. You become a traveler, sometimes conscious, sometimes not, but always moving through spaces shaped by thought, emotion, and deeper truths. Sleep, then, is not a passive retreat. It is a sacred act, a return, a recalibration. It is where your consciousness reclaims its full dimension, where the veil between the physical and the metaphysical dissolves, where healing occurs not through effort, but through presence. And when you awaken, not just in body, but in awareness, you carry something back with you, a fragment of eternity, a whisper of the infinite. So the next time you close your eyes at night, remember this: you are not just falling asleep. You are stepping into another world, one that listens, one that speaks, one that waits patiently for you to notice that the dream has always been real. And once you know how to wake up within it, you'll never look at sleep the same way again.